Hello everyone, I am Glenn and welcome to the Glenliness Weekly Vlog. Today is Monday. I did not record at the end of last week, mainly because with my wife home and recovering from her surgery from a couple of weeks ago, it really was difficult to kind of make the time because I wasn't really out on my own and doing as much stuff as I do when it's just me and you. So with my wife there, I wanted to spend some time with her. So that's what I did. I'm currently on my way home from work. My sister and my nephew have come over this afternoon and evening to visit. So my son will be there when I get there, which will be a nice treat. So today was my work anniversary. 21 years ago today, I started at my current job. It seems unfathomable to me that in one sense, those 21 years have gone by so fast. And in another sense, like I can vividly remember like everything that's happened over the last 21 years, which is a lot different than all of my time before then because, well, I was younger, quite frankly. And that was, less than half my life, but the first 21 years of your life, you don't remember a lot of it from when you're really young, and other stuff kind of blurs. And as you get older, because your perception of time moves faster, I feel that you tend to remember more things, more details, more interesting moments from your life. And the amount that's changed over the last 21 years is just also mind-boggling to me. I can't even put into words how weird this feels to me, because it's like somebody that was born the day that I started working for this company can now legally drink in this country. And that's so strange and makes me feel pretty old. And I mean, I guess I am getting up there, but I'm solidly middle-aged, if not slightly past that landmark, but I'm still in pretty good shape. I got my blood test done at the end of last week, and I have my annual physical at the end of this week, so we'll find out how good of a shape I'm in. Cholesterol's a little high, but just barely. Other than that, all the blood tests and everything look good, so hoping for another clean bill of health. Gotta watch certain intakes, lower my fat intake, that kind of thing, try to get in better shape. But other than that, anyway. So yeah, 21 years at my current job. I know like a lot of people are like, wow, that's great, and you should be so proud of that. And I mean, and in some senses I have, but in other senses it's just like I feel like I've gone 21 years with managing not to get laid off, managing to be under the radar. The job that I have, it's not the job that it was 21 years ago. I was hired as an editor. I mean, I'm still an editor, but not to put too fine a point on it, but there was more stuff to edit 21 years ago than there is now. So, as I've mentioned, I switched it back to part-time, so I'm only working 4 days a week there. I mean, I think you can still consider that full-time. I'm not really sure. It's 60 hours a week, so call that what you will, full-time, part-time. I think my company calls it regular part-time. Anyway, so I still get benefits and stuff like that. That fifth day is supposed to be all sorts of things, including doing some of this stuff, but it has not been efficient. I have not been getting done what I've wanted to get done on that fifth day. I want to try to get my freelance work up and running in a better fashion than it is now. Certainly better than now, because now it's practically non-existent. So I want to start working towards that goal more. I've discussed this with my therapist, and she tries to push me toward it and all of that, but it's certain aspects of it are very difficult for me. The work itself that I'm trying to get into is not that difficult for me. It's stuff that I enjoy doing. Pardon me a moment. But yeah, the business end of things is what's hard for me. I am putting myself out there trying to find the work to do Once I find it, I have the confidence to do it. But anyway, so I need to work towards that. We'll see how that goes over the next couple of months. I really want to get something going by the end of the year again. So we'll see how that goes. Podcast has a new logo with altered theme, and we've got a few episodes that I just uploaded today. So that kicks back into gear next Monday. Meantime, getting back into the status quo of things as my wife finishes her recovery. My in-laws are back in Texas and all of that stuff. My wife goes back to work this week, ready or not. Hopefully she'll be ready. She is improving, but it's a slow process. Getting your tonsils and adenoids out as an adult is, well, rather painful. I imagine it's painful as a kid, but I don't know if you heal quicker or it's just not as big of a deal or what, but it's a lot tougher as an adult. So she's getting back into things, back into work this week. I'm going to check back in with you either later this evening or possibly tomorrow or sometime, because I have something specific that I want to discuss. So whenever it is that I'm able to do that, whenever it is that I'm able to get that recording, let's just cut to that, okay? Okay, so it is now Tuesday night. My wife is upstairs giving my son a bath. I am here with you and Luna. Hey, kitty. So here's the thing that I wanted to talk about. I'm noticing that this is more about my OCD and my anxiety and that kind of stuff. I'm noticing some interesting side effects with having a kid. And one of the things I'm having a problem with is the differentiation in my brain between something that my kid actually does wrong and something that I'm just perceiving as wrong. Hey. That's definitely a big help with anxiety, by the way. Get yourself a cat, just saying. Anywho, so kind of what I wanted to talk about was this book. This is the My Little Red Toolbox. This was a gift, I want to say it might have been even when he was born. And I can't remember who gave it to him, to be honest with you, so whoever's watching this may be the one who's giving it to him. It's a really cool little book here. And I seem to remember I might have had something like this years ago. Look at this. Look at that. That's a loving kitty. Hey. So what this book is like, you know, it tells you a little bit about tools and stuff like that. And then, let's see if I can get a page on here. Let's see if the cat can get directly in front of the camera so that you can't see a thing other than cat fur. How about that? Would that be good? Because apparently that's what she has in mind, and now she's going to knock over the camera. All right, I'm just going to take hold of this, and then I can show you the book here. So this is one of the pages in here, and it has like this saw in here, and the saw comes out, and it tells you about saws, and then there's like a little fake piece of wood on this page, and you can go and you can saw it into 2 pieces of wood. It's very cute. So I'm like interacting with my son and hanging out yesterday, and he starts. We've got a little gate over here, and he's just doing this with the saw. And I'm thinking, you know, that's not how this book is supposed to be played with, and he's going to break it and all this. And then it kind of dawned on me that this is just my perception and how, yeah, I mean, the book is certainly designed to be played with in a certain way, but he's not hurting anybody. The worst he's going to do is break the little cardboard saw, and if he breaks that, well, it's his to break. So it's difficult sometimes differentiating, because that was really something that, like, it was, I'm trying getting this back in here, that was something that was totally just OCD, like, and it was really, like, really bothering me. Like, I cannot even explain to you how much that was bothering me, that he was playing with the book wrong. And yeah, while there may be a right and wrong way to play with my little red toolbox, it's not my little red toolbox. It's my son's little red toolbox. And if he wants to play with it wrong, he should be allowed to do that. As long as he's not going to hurt himself, as long as he's not going to hurt anybody else, he's not like taking the saw and hitting the cat with it, right, Luna? Was he hitting you with it? Well, now she looks sad. Sad kitty. It's probably because I'm not letting her in my lap. So yeah, it's always stuff like this. I pulled up to daycare today to pick him up, and it's a very small parking lot there, and there's usually no spots available, and people are like kind of line up on one side of it, and it was just like people were everywhere. There were just cars everywhere when I pulled in, and I was getting really frustrated and really angry because like I felt, well, this is potentially dangerous. See, there's the kitty. There's what we're talking about. And I'm just worried that, like, you know, kids could get hurt trying to get in here, and I can't get in, I can't get out. I'm getting stuck, and I'm just practically having a panic attack here just because the parking lot was full and people were not doing what I felt was the correct and obvious thing to do. And that's why OCD is just kind of a bitch, because my perception of things is just somewhat skewed. I have this viewpoint on things that I think, it's not only so much that I think it's correct, it's not that I think everybody else is wrong and I think I'm correct, it's just that it registers to me as something that everybody should know. And whether it's something that's like, okay, well, that's the book, the My Little Red Toolbox book, that yes, is designed to be played with a certain way, but at the same time, who cares how anybody plays with it? What's the difference? If he wants to play with it differently, that should be perfectly fine and should be absolutely his choice. But there's other things like doors being closed, lights being turned off, things being in certain places that to me seem like if anybody looked at this, they would know and they would understand that that's how it should be. So it's not that I look at this and I go, well, that's the way I want it. It's not that I want it that way. It's that I perceive that that is the correct way for it to be. And when something's incorrect, I start to get anxious. So anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. That's about all for this week. I know it's another somewhat short one. I'm like looking at the time and it's running on 6 minutes, and I probably had at least another 5, so it's probably not super short. Things should probably get back into my normal cycle this week. With my wife home recovering, it was just kind of awkward and weird to be recording stuff while she was here, although she is upstairs giving my son a bath now, so I guess it's not any more awkward than that. Regardless, now that I've got my my Fridays back to relative normalcy, I have a lot of things that I have to get done, but I can certainly fit in some recording in addition to that, and I'm hoping maybe I'll figure out something a little more interesting to do, and I still have other old footage to edit, and we won't get into that. So that's it. I thank you for tuning in. I haven't really been publicizing these, so I know there's only like, you know, a couple of you that are even tuning in, but hey, that's fine. I have no problem with that. It's been nice having you listen to me, nice chatting with you, whoever you are. And I will see you probably in less than a week this time, because I should be back on a normal schedule and hopefully be getting these out on Mondays instead of a little later. So until next time, I am Glenn. This has been The Glenliness. Bye-bye.